man. Like, what's not to love? The music and all that.
Fandoms get made fun of a lot. Sure, their behavior can be a little over the top, but most of the time, they don't deserve the bad rep. We've all been there, a little too obsessed with something that has caused us to act out of the ordinary. Besides, fans are just people who are deeply interested and loyal about a hobby, celebrity, or subject. They're people who aren't embarrassed to be themselves, and no one should be discouraged for that, right? Well, there is one type of fandom that should be discouraged, and it's on the dark side of Tumblr. Can you tell everyone what Tumblr is?
Tumblr is sort of like a blog that people treat as their virtual diary, and there are also communities that you can be part of.
Oh yeah, you've tumbled before, right?
Yes.
Read one of your posts to everyone. Sometimes the hardest choices are the right ones. Or the wrong ones. I don't know yet. Welcome to Psych IRL, my name is Donna, and today we're gonna be looking at the true crime community on Tumblr. Now, I've seen a lot of videos investigating and exploring this community, so I thought I'd see it for myself. I've heard there are a lot of inappropriate crushes on school shooters.
Hey, this guy's not too bad looking. I mean, he's kind of hot. Oh, fuck, Jesus Christ. Oh my god, this is disgusting. Okay, well, we have to throw the whole body away.
One disclaimer that I forgot to mention is that not everyone in the true crime community is like this. Some people are just genuinely interested in learning about the mentality of serial killers and murderers. Also, I do not support the bullying and harassment of others, so please don't go after anyone in this video. I will not be showing any faces, naming any names of these mass shooters because I do not want to glorify them or bring more attention to them, so they will be blurred out and bleeped out. But I will be sharing names of criminals that have already committed crimes so long ago and their names have already been commercialized because I think that it helps tell the story a little bit more. On Tumblr, the true crime community is a place for people who are interested in criminology and the history/psychology of serial killers. This interest in deviance is perfectly normal. It's natural to want to know the motives of why someone did a horrendous act. But for some individuals in the true crime community, their obsession is taken to an inappropriate level. A level where school shooters are idolized and even romanticized.
Just say no to sawed-offs. No.
Many in the community create drawings of these shooters and portray them in a heroic way. Some drawings also portray them as sad, lonely, and misunderstood. The artist of this drawing, for instance, wrote phrases like, "I am a horrible son. If there was a god, he wouldn't let me feel. I destroy everything I touch." This one has a goodbye letter to his parents and has the words wrath and vodka in bold letters. But of course, it's captioned, "How could I ever forget about Loverboy?" And this is where things get weird. I really want to send D letters, but I'm scared that they won't give them to him or he won't write back. I really want to send him my art of him. I can see how one would feel sympathy for a criminal after learning the childhood trauma this person has gone through, but creating fan art is essentially rewarding them for their actions. Some in the community have even gone too far by creating fantasy relationships between two mass murderers. A lot of these profiles say, "I do not condone," meaning they don't condone the actions of these shooters, but these images say otherwise. Me and my sister are here at the Museum of Death and we're trying to understand how people like this stuff. You see it on the internet, but what about in real life? And I think this is a perfect example of that. The Museum of Death in Hollywood is a place dedicated to death education, but their more controversial displays are composed of serial killer artwork, Manson family memorabilia, and crime scene photographs. Maybe this place was the real-life version of the true crime community on Tumblr that would help me get into the mindset of understanding the community better. After all, some of their merchandise does bear resemblance to the artwork we saw online. Maybe the kinds of people in the museum would give me insight into what kind of people are in this Tumblr fandom. What exactly motivates someone to create an edit of a mass shooting with happy music, or even weirder, memes? Me, mildly attractive white boys that have killed people. I wanted love. I never got it. He inflate, he deflate. A school with a bunch of people in it. That one went too far. My babies. The baby, the autistic baby, the surprised baby, the racist baby, the bitchy baby, the angry baby, the large kinky baby. P.S. This was made to be funny, don't get a stick up your ass about it. You've been visited by the godlike police. No mass shooting today, but you better quit your bitching. Please don't kill me, I didn't do anything to you. Sarcastic, please don't kill me, I didn't do anything to you. Get the out. Poor SpongeBob. This one is self-explanatory. He says,
you love me, I tell her only partly. I only love
true crime, serial killers.
I'm sorry, 50 dub, I even got it tatted on.
After touring the museum, I found that there was a vast difference between it and Tumblr. Everything was said in an objective and detached way. We weren't sympathizing with the serial killers, we were examining their motives. I mean, there were a lot of serial killer things. There was like the Black Dahlia, there was Gacy, there was Charles Manson and his cult. Did you feel weird to like look at those things and glorify them, sort of?
I don't feel like it's really glorifying it. I feel like you're just learning about it. And that's why I like this stuff. Because I want to know why. I like knowing why.
That morning, you decided to dress a little more provocatively than usual. You found yourself flaunting a denim skirt as you strode into school. That was perhaps 3 or 4 inches above your knees. Obviously, you weren't completely daft. You were aware of the dress code, and so you progressed through most of your day with a jacket bound around your waist. Until the last period of your day, English, which took place in a sweltering oven of a classroom. You sat down cursing the name of whoever invented assigned seats, since you were forced to share the table with absolute asshats. Of course, it was only an hour you had to spend by their side, but it piled up over several weeks, and the toil you received eventually became intolerable. As the professor rambled on about Macbeth, your eyes roamed around every nook and cranny of the classroom, before finally landing on E. You quickly perk up, realizing his gaze was also situated on you, or rather, your thighs, and the abyss between them that your skirt managed to cover. And I'm not reading the rest. Perhaps many of these individuals are hybristophiliacs. Hybristophilia is a paraphilia where one is sexually aroused or attracted to people who have committed horrendous crimes such as murder. This is sometimes also referred to as the Bonnie and Clyde syndrome. For instance, a lot of fan mail is sent to serial killers who have received a lot of media publicity. Cult leader Charles Manson, who convinced his followers to commit a series of 9 murders and was convicted of first-degree murder for 2 other deaths himself, got a 25-year-old girlfriend.
Because I love him. And I've got half a brain that I can see that he is the one that knows what's going on. He's the one that is in the truth whenever nobody else is. And
what is it about him compared to other people you've met in your lifetime that makes him so unique and different?
Charlie always tells the truth, no matter what.
Ted Bundy, known for kidnapping, sexually assaulting, and then murdering 30 women, had a courtroom filled with women attempting to catch his attention.
The trial has drawn women from as far away as Seattle, where Bundy is suspected of other sex murders. Why is this happening? According to one psychiatrist, it is a mixture of fear, intrigue, and in particular, sexual attraction.
And so, yes, I do think this is, in an underlying sense, a sexual attraction, using that word very broadly for the moment. But there is no question but what violence does quicken the pulse of many people, and certainly of young women.
You try to imagine yourself in his place and to see how he's feeling, looking at the pillows with blood stains and everything, and if he really did it or not.
He even asked one of his admirers to marry him in court.
Carol, do you want to marry me? Yes. And I want to marry you? Yes. And I do want to marry you.
Though there is a psychological explanation, creating memes and fantasizing over normal videos of these mass shooters still seems wrong. My love, he was a goofy kid. I hate to see that fade. You're of course free to feel those feelings. After all, you can't really help them, but glorifying them, especially when the tragic events happened so recently, motivates copycats. People who believe this is the only way they will get attention.
Location is Stone Douglas in Parkland, Florida. It's gonna be a big event. And when you see me on the news, you'll all know who I am.
But the true crime community has responded to such criticisms in the best way they know how. Memes. What some of the TCC says. You should be able to feel empathy for the killer too, because they are still a person, and just because they did horrible things doesn't mean they weren't going through a lot. I'm not saying it excuses their actions, just that one person being a victim doesn't mean another can't be one as well. What's some antis here? Ooh woo. N did nothing wrong and could me sideways. My poor innocent baby. Ooh woo. Well, the memes that a lot of the TCC post counter this. I don't get why people think I condone what N did. Sad face. Anyways, here's my 5th flower crown edit for today. I hope N is doing okay in prison. He doesn't deserve any of this. N is daddy. Need I say more? I genuinely want to know if you think there's a difference between making artwork of Charles Manson and making artwork of a recent school shooter. Also, if you guys ever visit the Death Museum, I wrote in their book of how you die, and if you find it, tag me on Instagram. Also, my sister wrote in it. Yours is funny?
Yeah, but I think no one's gonna find it.
Did you put your name?
I didn't put my name.
Ah, how are they gonna know it's you?
Because I'm the only one who wrote about Shrek.
As usual, I post a Q&A about the video on my Instagram stories 24 hours after the video is posted, so follow me there. That's the end of the video. I'll see you guys next time. Stay psyched.